Hi, I'm Danny Nightmare, and as you can see, I like cool stuff, and I like cool t-shirts. And that's why today's episode is brought to you by the Etsy shop t-shirts and stuff. And if you got a dark side like myself, I recommend the Dark Ones Closet on Etsy as well. Come on, who doesn't like cool shirts and cool shit? Use the code HORROR13 and save 13% off your order. Would I ever steer you wrong?
Hi, I'm Danny with an I.
And I'm Gory B-Movie.
And we're Horror Addicts. And I know it's midnight, but we just got done seeing The Boogeyman.
Midnight movie. What's up?
Had a girls' night out.
We had a ghouls night out.
Ghouls' night out. Now I'm drinking pineapple and rum.
So we saw Boogeyman. I'm your Boogeyman.
They didn't play that song.
I wish they would have.
I
Come
killed
do
you.
whatever I can. Be it early morning. Okay, I'm going to stop karaokeing. Anyway, they didn't play that song. So The Boogeyman, it is based on a short story that we recently, or I read it a long time ago, but I recently read it to Danny, by Stephen King. So I'll start by saying the short story is really, really scary. It's the story of a man who tells his psychologist how his children were killed by the Boogeyman one by one in his home. This movie is almost kind of a sequel to that.
Yeah, it's like a sequel spin-off because Lester Billings is kind of the main character in the short story. He is in this, but he kind of passes the torch to a new family that aren't in that story.
It's probably for the best, because if you read the short story, he's not a terribly likable person. Plus, we already know what happens to his entire family, and even the story. It's not what happens to the character in the movie. No spoilers as to what happens to Lester in this movie, but the story kind of wraps itself up nicely, so I guess it works. But it's more of a spiritual sequel to it.
A successor, if you will. Directed by Rob Savage. What else did he do?
The Host, which I love. The Host. The Host was so good. That was the one that came out during the pandemic where these people did a seance. Fun little thing about this movie, and this is not a spoiler, it's just a little minor Easter egg, is Salen, who is the experienced person who conducts the seance in Host, has a small cameo in this because the two daughters in this, their sisters, are dealing with the death of their mom, and one of them is a teenager, and she wants to know how to contact spirits, and so she's watching a YouTube video that is hosted by Salen.
Yeah, who's a medium.
Yeah, Rob Savage, he also did Dashcam.
Ooh, which one?
If I remember correctly, yeah, he did. He directed Dashcam. So, yeah, there was two Dashcams, but you know the one. The one.
It was a stinker.
The one with the rapping in the car and the really awful person. You know what? I know there's people who liked it. It wasn't for us.
It had a few cool little gore moments, but that's about it.
But yeah, it made me a little hesitant going into this one because I loved how innovative Host was. Mm-hmm. A lot of the actors had to do their own special effects and stuff. Just putting that together during the pandemic was really, the way it was put together was really clever.
Also a little hesitant going into this movie because there's not a great track record for movies called The Boogeyman.
This is true. There's the one from the 2000s that had the guy from Seventh Heaven.
I saw it in theaters.
It's not great. And it had like 2 sequels. Oh, it had the gal from Bones in it, too.
I think I saw one of those sequels. I think maybe I saw them both. But
not
they were
so
straight
great.
to video and they were not good.
To be honest, a lot of movies about Boogeymen in general, I'm thinking about, other movies like It's a Tooth Fairy and Darkness Falls, but it's the same kind of thing. There's the movie called The Darkness with Anna Paquin. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, whether you like them or not, undeniably did not do well on the box office.
And it's just kind of that tired trope where you got to stay in the light. Like, even Lights Out did that not too long ago. That was a short film that got made into a real film.
And Darkness. It's really been done before. However, this movie has been in the cinemas for a month. It came out June 2nd. It's now July 2nd. So I think it's doing fairly well. The reviews seem kind of, mostly okay on it. Kind of mixed. Nobody's super blown away, but people don't hate it. So
that 80s Boogeyman, that's kind of how I felt about that. It was pretty good. And this one, pretty good.
Yeah.
So at least it's better than those 2000s ones.
And, Stephen King rules.
Stephen King rules. My wife's chest would never lie.
No, not to you guys. Not to you guys. Maybe to Danny.
My chest is a lie.
So, basic synopsis is this family, the mother of the family has died in a car accident. The family of the teenage daughter, Sadie, her younger sister, Sawyer, are grieving. And Dad's a psychologist, but he cannot talk about his own feelings.
No, especially when it comes to his dead wife.
Yeah, he'll take his daughters to see a therapist, but he doesn't want to talk to them about it. He doesn't want to talk to the therapist about it. He's not really dealing. And that's, I think, overall, the theme of this movie is kind of dealing with grief and how families sometimes shut each other out. You know, even when they know they shouldn't. You know, this is a guy who's a shrink. He knows better, but he's kind of shutting his daughters out, and they're kind of having to deal with this on their own. So metaphorically, it has some cool themes in it that it's doing. And then, of course, while he's distracted with his grief, the girls are dealing with an actual monster in their home that comes out in the dark.
Yeah, the monster just spilled yogurt all over her dress. Oh wait, no, not that monster. I'm talking about the Boogeyman monster. Yeah, it's kind of like like something straight out of Resident Evil, like the creature itself. It also kind of reminds me of Come Out and Play, or Come Play, or whatever.
Come Play, yeah. I mean, I don't want to. They kind of hide it for a while, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But yeah, you want to get into talking about the movie, like what we thought of it?
I thought the first act was really good. The second act, for me, it drawned on. Like, I was having a hard time paying attention to that second act. But it really picked back up in the third act, so.
Hey, Marianne, welcome to the chat. You're grieving right now. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Care Bear Star?
Care Bear Star for you. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, this movie, it was pretty good, but it kind of dragged on in the second act, and maybe I'll give it a second chance when it comes out on video or whatever, but right now, I don't think I would say you have to see it in the theater. I thought the acting was good, though. The creature, like we said, it looked fine. It's not super original or anything, but it was creepy looking, that's for sure.
So my thoughts on this movie is, at first, it had an interesting setup. I did care about the characters. About midpoint, it really stopped caring about developing the characters any more than their mom died. Yeah. I was interested in the sister relationship, but then it just really fell into a very standard trope. It was very lights out. It's stuff I've seen a dozen times. So I started to check out a little bit. Yeah. There's also I personally thought the climax was really dumb. There's a part where they go to another location. I'm keeping this very spoiler free, but that seemed completely silly and unnecessary. There's a part in the trailer that spoils one of the better scares, which is a bummer.
Thankfully, I don't really remember the trailer. I didn't remember enough.
Well, actually, most of the great scares are in the trailer, so I won't tell you what they are, but you get a peek at the creature, and a couple other really good parts that might have been a little scarier are spoiled by the trailer. So if you haven't seen the trailer, don't see the trailer.
Go in blind.
But yeah, I can't recommend this. It's really generic. I think if you are somebody who doesn't watch a lot of horror movies, who really enjoyed Lights Out, who, it's that kind of slumber party movie, right? I just feel like a lot of us who've seen this kind of movie before are going to be like, I've already seen this. I did kind of like how it touched on the themes of grief and stuff, but the Babadook does that so much better. The Babadook tackles a boogeyman as a metaphor for grief so much better. Yeah. So I'm going to say, instead of this, I'm going to recommend the Babadook. However, I would recommend this over Lights Out. So if Lights Out was your jam, and it was a lot of people's jam, it's not really my kind of thing. But, it's a fun slumber party movie. It's a fun movie that you rent, when you got, people over. If that's your kind of thing, if you're an Insidious-y kind of person, that kind of movie, jump scares, a little bit of paranormal, nothing too heavy, you might dig this. If, like me, you're kind of worn out on this stuff, this movie is not going to change your mind. So, overall, I'm going to say skip it for me.
I'm going to say see it, but with caution,
proceed with caution. We need a proceed with caution stamp.
I don't hate it by any means, but
We got two, so we're gonna go thumbs up and thumbs down.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. I don't hate it
Slight
at all. I just don't think, I absolutely don't think this is worth your time to see in the cinema.
Yeah, that's where I definitely agree. Wait for it.
If it's on streaming and you got nothing else to watch,
Turn out the lights,
It's
get
not-
some popcorn, and
it's not a bad way to spend your time. I also, like I said, I watch a lot of horror movies, but I think, me at 14 or something probably would have thought this was a lot more fun. It's just, it's just something I've seen a lot of.
I haven't seen Darkness Falls in a long time, but I think I liked this more than that, but I don't know. I haven't seen that in like 10 years, so.
And like I said, of these kind of movies, it is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So it's well made. There are some pretty decent scares. Rob Savage didn't do a bad job directing. There's some nice visuals here. There's some nice lighting. The performances are good. I thought the climax was a little messy, and it kind of drags in the middle a bit.
Yeah, I felt that middle really dragged.
But it's absolutely not a bad movie. It's just not anything that I think you should be spending your money on.
Yeah, wait till see it on a streaming service of some sort. That's my recommendation. So, yeah, I think Host is still his best movie.
Yep.
This is still a lot better than Dashcam, though.
Yes. So if we're going to rank his movies, I'd say Host, then this, and then way down there, Dashcam.
Yeah.
Way down there.
But keep at it, Rob Savage. I overall think you got something going.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep at it. I mean, like I said, the visuals and stuff are cool. Hey, HCF Paranormal.
Hi.
What is happening? Nice to see you here.
How we doing? Well, we just wanted to sign on real quick and give you our quick thoughts on the movie we just saw. You up for a stream on Monday?
What are we going to talk about?
I'm sure we can find something to review or talk about them. Maybe play some Jackbox games or something.
Yeah, we still need to watch Beau Was Afraid.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll review that. And
Oh,
play
we
some
got
games.
Run Rabbit Run. We've got a few movies to watch.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any recommendations or something you're on the fence about, or you saw it and you want to hear our thoughts on it, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We're always looking for something new to watch.
I haven't been streaming all month. I've been working on our movie that we made, so I've been trying that. I didn't get it done in time that I wanted, but I'm still working on it, and I will start streaming again this month in July. I just took June off. Sorry about that. I probably should have said something, but I never did. But we'll be back on Monday, and I'll start streaming in my normal times, and maybe we'll play some games.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, it's late, so we're going to call it a night. Cheers. Stay away from that boogeyman, and...
Cut!